talking all the time, people start to drown out that voice because they so used to hearing it, they just started ignoring it. I'm not telling y'all when you talk, you have to be all quiet and no. You still want to have some bass behind your voice, but you don't have to be the center of attention.
Bass CBO, aka Cole Brown Official, and today we are talking about how to be an attractive introvert. And I just first want to say, I feel like being an introvert is very misunderstood now. A lot of people are just socially awkward. A lot of y'all might actually be extroverted, but you never developed the skills you were supposed to develop, whether it's due to the rise of social media, you play video games too much, you watch too much porn, whatever it is. I think society has made a lot of people socially awkward. They lack social skills, right? I had a friend and he's extremely extroverted, but when he goes talk to a girl, he's nervous. So he always told me like, oh, I'm an introvert. I'm like, dude, you are not an introvert because we'll be in the middle of Walmart and you start a conversation with some random person. I'm fairly introverted. Like, I don't care to talk to people. I prefer to be in smaller groups. And it's not because I'm afraid to talk to people. I've told y'all my story many times. Growing up, some days I would go the whole day without talking because I had a real bad speech impediment. So a lot of people couldn't understand me. So I just went quiet. So that I just had to get that off first because a lot of people think they're introverted when they're really not. A lot of y'all think this introvert is, oh, I'm scared to talk to people. No, it's you prefer not to talk to people, and you still need to develop those skills. So first, you need to develop the skills of communication, of social skills. I don't care if you're extroverted or introverted. It's very important, right? I don't care to talk to everybody, but it's still an important part of life. You still should be able to go on dates. You still should be able to meet people and go back and forth without being a weirdo, right? And that's something I had to overcome, so I understand the struggle. Older people, they probably look at a lot of young guys and be like, what is wrong with this dude? But it's like, that's how we came up. A lot of us raised on the iPhones, on the iPads. So we lack those skills. So you have to learn it, just like anything else in life. But becoming an attractive introvert. Now, a lot of people think you have to be extroverted, you have to be outgoing to really attract women, but that is not true. Some women prefer introverts, some women prefer extroverts, but I think a lot of women are attracted to the introvert type of guy because he's more laid back, he's more relaxed, he's more mysterious. The extrovert dude, you're going to hear about everything. He's going to always be on the scene. He's going to be posting about everything. Everything he got going on, he's going to let you know. Women love a mystery. Whether they think they do or they don't, a lot of women love a mystery. Let things come up on their own. Be a man of few words. And that's something I really had to work on, my speech. I used to say a lot of slang. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? I ain't going to lie. I still slip up and use these extra words sometimes, but I'm really working on it because I realized it because my friend, he went to the military, but last time I seen him, it's like after every other sentence, he was like, type shit. And I'm like, dude, what does that even mean? Like, that's like your catchphrase. I get it now, but after every other sentence, he probably said a word at least 30 times. It started getting annoying. But then I was like thinking to myself, like, I've been saying, you feel me? You know what I'm saying? All these filler words, it's going to water down your language. So be a man of few words. Be a man of action. And my best friend, he's a man of action. I got a lot of respect for this man because the way he moves. And that's the best way to be a man of action. You do stuff and you don't let everybody know. My best friend, he came up to me and he was talking about getting a Hellcat. We probably only had 2 short conversations about him getting a Hellcat. Boom, he went and did it. At like 23, 24 years old, he went and did it, got the Hellcat. And I never saw him post anything about it. And I'm like, why did you get the Hellcat? You get something like that to flex, to show off. But he was just like, nah, I don't care to like try to make people impressed and all that stuff. And that impressed me even more. That he would buy a car, I don't know, $70,000, $80,000 at the time. And he ain't got to show it off. And he ended up taking it back after like 5 or 6 months. Because he's just smart with his money. He was like, this doesn't make sense. I'm paying $2,300 a month on cars. I want to start a family soon. So he took the cars back, bought a truck for $13,000, and he's about to get married. He bought a house. So, he's playing the game smart. He's not trying to live for everybody else. But even in the dating market, like, If I told people this before, they don't think it's true. Like, no, if I get this, I'm gonna show off. It's okay to show off a little bit, but don't go overboard with it. I see a lot of guys, they go overboard with it. You know, they get that nice car, they posting that photo of their car every day, every week. Every time they're in the car, they taking a photo of the dash, you know? When it's gonna be more impressive, when she doesn't know what type of car you have, y'all on the first, second date, and she sees you just get out of it. You never mention your car, you don't talk anything about it. That's more impressive than flexing it on the ground. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with flexing. It's okay to reward yourself every now and then and talk your shit every now and then, but don't be overboard with it. You want to be a doer, not a talker. And if you're naturally introverted, it's easier to be a doer because you don't care to have these long conversations. You know, I done been on dates with women and they go silent, and I'm perfectly fine with that. It's okay if we don't talk for 30 seconds. It's okay if we don't talk for a minute. Now, some women, they're going to get uncomfortable in that silence, but as an introvert, I don't feel like we have to continuously talk. You know, she might think there's something wrong. I'm just like, I don't have to keep talking to you nonstop. You know, and that's why I try to find dates that, you know, are more active, going on a walk, going bowling, going to the gym. So they don't feel awkward in that silence. But I don't feel awkward in that silence. I grew up in the silence. So being an introvert can be very attractive to women if you're going about it the right way. If you're just being a man of few words, your words will have more meaning. Because I remember growing up in elementary school, man. Like I said, some days I wouldn't say a single word after I got bullied and stuff. I just stopped talking. Y'all want to clown me every time I open my mouth? I'm not talking to y'all. Y'all getting on my nerves. You know, I talked to my friend at the time, dude named John Daz. Man, this dude stayed in trouble. I hope he turned his life around, man. But he was just steady in trouble, man. My whole life I knew him always getting in trouble. You know, really bad anger issues. But when he would talk, people would ignore him because he was always talking. If I say anything, everybody's like turning their heads, looking at me like, oh, he can talk. You know, they paid attention because I was a man of few words. When you talking all the time, people start to drown out that voice because they so used to hearing it, they just started ignoring it. Now, I'm not telling y'all when you talk, you have to be all quiet and no, you still want to have some bass behind your voice, but you don't have to be the center of attention. You don't have to try to be the center of attention because you're going to be unique because you're not talking as often. It's like everything. It's scarcity. When people don't hear you as often, they're going to value your words more. That's why you need to take all these extra words out. You know, I grew up in the South. I talk with a lot of slang. I worked on it. You know, I done had some friends that so they talk with a lot of slang. I worked at a soul food restaurant. There'd be people coming to soul food restaurant. You could hardly understand them. You know, so I done been around people like that. One of my managers, she didn't even finish high school. Like, she couldn't even read my writing. She was illiterate. You know what I'm saying? So I done seen that, man. I done grew up in the South. Public schools down here aren't the best. So listening to rap music, stuff like that, I started picking up a lot of extra slang and try to avoid that, man. Because that's going to water down your language. That's going to add extra words in your language that don't need to be there. And while your homeboys, they're not going to judge you for that. If you get around somebody outside that circle, you meet new people and you saying type shit, you know what I'm saying? I ain't going to lie, every other sentence, they're going to look at you like you're a fool. And I realized that because I had a consultation and the dude I had a consultation with, he like addressed me on that like, you don't have to use all these extra words. You know, because I'd be like, man, I ain't going to lie, you feel me? You know what I'm saying? Like, I would say that type of stuff every other sentence. Now, I still slip up sometimes, but, you know, you want to have some uniqueness to you, but don't overdo it. Don't overdo it with all the slang, all the extra words, and, you know, try to be a man of few words, and your words are going to mean so much more. Be a man of action, and people are going to be more impressed when you get stuff done. Like, I got a lot of respect for my best friend, because I done had friends talk about getting a Hellcat 20, 30 times. They still don't have a Hellcat. You know, so for him to have 2 brief conversations with me and then go do it, I have respect for that because he's not a man of many words. So I'm going to value his words more. While you have some friends and you just like, man, this dude was just talking. You know, you try to be respectful. You act like you listening, but it's like, man, this dude was just talking. You know, he didn't say he was going to do this. He didn't say he was going to do that, and ended up doing none of it. So be a man of few words, and women are going to be attracted to that. Because these women will start to doubt you when you have a lot to say if she doesn't see you getting it done. You know, because I remember one of the girls I was crazy about, man, I told her, man, I'm going to have 10,000 subs in a year. And she would just told me straight up, she's like, no, you're not. And I was kind of hit about it, like, damn, I'm messing with you and you ain't even going to show no support. But it's like, why would she support it? I didn't even get it started yet. At that time, I didn't post a single video yet, and I'm telling her what I'm planning on. Now, from that, I still knew she wasn't for me because I'm like, if you really mess with me, you're going to mess with whatever I have planned out. But start showing some actions. If you haven't started on something, don't be talking about it. You don't have any business talking about something you haven't even started on. We have too many goals and too many plans without the first step. So take that first step, man, and that's going to help you with dating, make you more attractive, and it's going to help you achieve more stuff. It's going to give you a more fulfilling life when you actually start taking action rather than just talking, man, because we have plenty of talkers nowadays. So when you're a man of action, when you do what you say you're going to do, or you don't say anything at all and you're just moving head on, people are going to have a lot of respect for that. You're going to get more respect from your friends. You're going to get more respect from women, and they're going to treat you differently, man. So that's all I got for y'all today. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't liked that video, and I'll catch y'all boys in the next one.